Hello crafters! This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I am here with the Serenade of Autumn Collection. It's an enormous collection. There is everything in here that you would want to have for all your fall crafting. But the overall theme is the sunflower. There is 6x6 paper pad, add-ons to the paper pad. There is a wax seal stamp, BetterPress, dies, sentiment dies, stencil, embossing folder. Yeah, it's a complete one. So I'm going to break it all down to show you all the pieces, and you can pick what speaks to you. Right now at Spellbinders, there is the Scary Good sale going on. It's a fabulous sale. I will link the video here. Definitely check that out. If you want to add some of these goodies, or maybe from the previous videos from the new release, along with some of those on sale goodies, and a lot of recent items are in that sale as well, then you can get your cart up to 100 where you can get free shipping. Don't forget to use your Spellbinders rewards. And one more thing regarding that sale. In the sale, some BetterPress is on sale. I had mentioned in the video, Rose Bouquet was on sale. No, it's not. This is regular price. But you see what happened? These two are on sale. Butterfly Bouquet and the Pressed Bouquet press plate. These two are in the sale, and I will be linking both of these in the sale, and I'll link these below. I'll also put a link for the Scary Good sale, but it's not a Halloween sale. It's everything. It covers all occasions, loads of holidays, birthday, everything that you could want, including BetterPress and wax seal. Alrighty crafters, let's get into this video. Let's get started. Okay crafters, I'm going to start off with, I guess I would call this the foundations. Then I'm going to go into the BetterPress portion of Serenade of Autumn. I love the name too. And then I'll go into the paper pack printed items, okay? First, we have this beautiful wax seal stamp, and it's called Sunflower. See the sunflower? So fabulous. I used it twice, so you'll see both examples. Next, there is the Autumn Sealed Sprigs Dies. Love. This works with the wax seal stamp. If you wish, you can use it by itself. You can also use it with the wax seal stamp. I saw an example recently. The maker put this all together and then used one of my bows from the Beautiful Wreaths collection right there at the bottom, because these are those standalone dies. So love. As you can see with this one, these are fall themed. So the previous wax seal standalone dies, many of the older ones are on sale, but none of them have this layout. So this is actually a whole new style. This would be one that I would definitely add to my cart, because look at those leaves. These two pieces layer up on top of here and here to give you variation in the leaves. I'll show you in my example. Let me do a quick measurement on the tallest one here. I'm only going to do the height. 5 1/4 inch tall. Width on one of them, you're looking at about 1 1/4 inch wide. So love. Autumn Sealed Sprigs goes along with wax seal. Use it with or without the wax seal stamp. Next, by far winner, so love this one, Sunflower Serenade. It produces a gorgeous sunflower. I saw another example by a different maker. They turned this into a daisy with the white flower petals and then did a different center. This one is fabulous. I'll give you a measurement when I have it put together. Sunflower Serenade dies. Low price point, definite winner. Love the sizing too. You can use it with the stem or without, and the leaves and the center. Really easy to put together. Love. Sunflower Serenade sentiments. So there's even a whole host of sentiment dies here. Happy birthday. Best wishes. Thank you. There's 4. Grateful and thankful. I use most of these in my examples. Love. Serenade sentiments dies. Didn't even put how many dies are in here. But really, really nice set. Great scripty font. Then there is the Sunflower Greeting Stamp. There isn't a coordinating die. This is like the image version of the die. So love in a smaller scale. Here you're looking at about 3 1/4 by almost 2 inches wide. And then you get these sentiments, okay? So you can then use this on the outside. You can also use this set and then stamp these on the inside. Look at that. You even get this splatter little stamps too to use as texture. This is the only item I did not play with. I had to film this video within this collection, and I'm being serious. I could have just kept on going. There is so much room to play in here. It's all fall goodness. Next, the embossing folder. 3D embossing folder. You would use universal plate system. 5.5 inch wide, 8.5 inch tall. There is a little window here in the center and these beautiful leaves. You see them? This is called Autumn Serenade 3D embossing folder. Love. Used it as well. I even use this. This is the layered sunflower stencil. Now the stencil has these little marks, which I thought were registration marks. If they are registration marks, I had no idea how to line it up. So I kind of eyeballed it. To put it together, I started off here, which was actually the leaf version first before I went into everything else. But it did work out looking like that. This is the layered sunflower stencil. Very nice. And I use my Gina K inks. Up next, 4 BetterPress plates within the Serenade of Autumn collection. This one is called Sunflower Bouquet. Here are some of my extra sentiments that I already pressed out. Pretty love. 6 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So on an A2 card, you probably either go here or go there for the 5.5 inch, okay? Here are the sentiments with the coordinating die. I love when the sentiments have the coordinating die because I can use it with this and then I can use it on everything else. You get thanks so much, a gift for you, a little something to brighten your day, and hello there. Beautiful sunflower bouquet. Next, she can definitely work on a slimline, the whole thing. You can pick a portion if you aren't going to go this wide. Put a sentiment there. The sentiment included with this press plate is just a note. It's called Sunflower Border. Oh, she's big. I love that Spellbinders is playing with all different sizes too, because we don't all make A2 cards, sometimes 5x7, slimline, etc. And even on an A2 card, you could just crop it 7.25 inch. Like 7 3/8 really. The width about 4.5 inches wide. I'm going from here and using that coming down, eyeballing it, okay? She's a big press plate, but beautiful detail, and I did press it so you'll see my example. Next, sunflower field. The theme is sunflower, and whoever came up with this theme may be the Spellbinders elf. Love this whole fall theme. Sunflower goodness. Still has a floral, and depending on how you work the colors and everything, you can turn it into all year round. At least here in South Florida, I see sunflowers available in the supermarket all the time, like year round. Thanks for adding sunshine to my day. This does not have the coordinating die. I so wish it did. 6.5 inch tall by 4 3/4 inch wide. So Spellbinders is definitely exploring different sizes with these press plates as opposed to what I showed you before. Let me show you some examples before I move on into the paper pack. These I have done. So this one is the sunflower border. Look how big that is. This is not a 5x7 cotton card panel. This is the pack 8.5 inch by 11 cotton card. Then I cut it at 5.5 inch. This is 8.5 inch tall. This does fit on the BetterPress plating, okay? So it will fit on it. So look at all that detail. I just have to sit down and watercolor all this goodness. And I learned something while pressing this. I really needed to re-ink. So if you have the BetterPress ink, I hope you got the re-inker because it's a little small ink pad, and to get all this detail this dark, it takes up ink, okay? I thought it would have lasted longer, and then all of a sudden I was getting like sunspots were lighter, and I was like, okay, maybe I do need to re-ink. That's what I needed. So if you notice that it's just not pressing as clear, you need to re-ink. But look at this. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Wow, right? Of course, you can crop it that way. You can also crop it like this and slimline it like that. Slimline is typically 3.5 inch wide, 8.5 inch tall. Some people do 8.25 inch, but lovely nonetheless. Next is the sunflower field. Now you're seeing 2 versions of it. So with this collection was the first time I decided to explore glimmer. This is BetterPress. This is glimmer. Glimmer right here, my machine, and this BetterPress plate had a little problem. So it didn't glimmer this fully. It did over here. So what I would do, I would crop the card to about there. I'm not throwing this away. I could also do like this too and go that way. So there's options for me to play with this still. This is on Hammermill cardstock with opaque black hot foil roll. Now this is BetterPress. You can even see how the paper is already bending from the pressure, right? This is 5x7 cotton card panel. So there is the difference between glimmer, it's lighter, deeper, richer, and you can feel this one. This one is on the top. This one you can like really feel. But this is foil. So there are two examples of it. This one looks like it's more stamped actually, if you think about it, right? But so pretty. So I'm not wasting this. I'm going to use this, and I definitely want to use this. All right, so that is Sunflower Field. Last BetterPress plate within this collection. This one is called Fancy Sentiment Strips. You've seen this one from me because I used it with Simon's Snow Globes collection. This is actually the only place I used it. You press this once, and then you cut it once, and you get 8 sentiments. In here, there is Merry Christmas. I love this font, especially for Christmas too. Just saying hello, happy anniversary, love you always, especially for you, congratulations, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, a million thanks. All occasion, this one is covering. So pretty. If you don't like this reverse fishtail, meaning the little points coming out here, take your trimmer and just do that. So there is options to work with this. So don't worry about, oh, I don't like the shape of this, I'm going to skip it, because this font is worth snip, snip. Fancy Sentiment Strips, press plate and die. So love. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Love it. And look at it here with Simon's Snow Globes collection. Beautiful wreath as well. Thumbs up. Now moving on. I have to show you all these products first before I can go into my examples, because I would be all over the place. So with the Serenade of Autumn, there's even a 6x6 paper pad. Serenade of Autumn 6x6 printed paper pad. The sheets are not attached, so you're going to get it like this. I have them in my little 6 3/4 inch storage envelope. I'll put a link for that below. There is this, which I'm going to keep out because I'm going to show you something very interesting with it. This, some of them I've used. That, pretty, butterfly, use that. That sheet, look at that. You will get 2 sheets of every one, but you're seeing some of the singles. That's because I used them, okay? And this, isn't that pretty? Love this. So that is the Serenade of Autumn 6x6 paper pad. Because this is loose, it's really nice to keep it either in a little, I guess it could work in a quart Ziploc bag. It can also work in a gallon bag, just folded in half. Just something, because those pages, they fly. They are copy weight. Then there's something really interesting. This one is called Serenade of Autumn Watercolor Resist Paper. Again, 6x6 inch. This one, 2 sheets each. This is like if you took white cardstock and then you embossed these leaves with clear embossing powder. It gives that resist so that when you come on, all of what is embossed won't disappear. I'll show you what I mean, because I think I'm explaining it. Doesn't make sense what I'm saying. Butterflies, florals. So you get 6 sheets, 2 of each. I use the leaves. Why not? Fall. So pretty. I was so keeping with the Serenade of Autumn theme. Then there is the vellum. The vellum is called Serenade of Autumn Vellum with Foil. So I purposely kept these labels because I needed to tell you guys what's in them, right? 2 sheets each. Look at that beautiful design. This is like a geometric floral. You also get this pretty floral and this one. So it's 6 sheets. On one of my examples, I'm going to show you here because I have it all ready to go. This is what I did, which I was like, oh, thank goodness it worked. Took the 6x6 printed paper, took the vellum, and did this. Perfectly lined up. So you see what's happening? If you flip it this way, it won't line up. It'll look wonky. There is a section where it does line up like this. Some pieces will fit perfectly. If it doesn't fit perfectly, it still has that beautiful watercolor look. This is what I used in my example. Here is a sheet from my example. So I just put some double-sided tape here and glued it together, and then I trimmed it down. I wanted an A2 size. But isn't that nifty? So your vellum with the gold foil can work on top of your printed paper. If you get both, you would have 2 sheets of this and 2 sheets of this. So I have another option to use this. You can make little note cards with it as well, etc. But isn't that cool? The rest of them, though, there's nothing that matches these, but you can use this for everything else. Super pretty, even just on white cardstock. Look at that. Gorgeous. So that was my little fun find. Don't we love a good crafty find? Yeah. That's when crafting is super fun, when you're like, oh my goodness, that actually worked. There is also printed die cuts. What you're seeing over here is my little Ziploc bag, and I put some of the die cuts in here because there's a lot of bits and pieces in here. 138 pieces. Serenade of Autumn die cut shapes. So I picked out what I thought I would use, put them in here, and then go through it. When I do it like this, it's too much. It's just too much for me to process. So I like to separate them out. So this is a great one. Loads and loads of goodness in here. I don't even want to open it because it's just, yeah, it's too much. So let's do a quick little look. You get 2 of each. One of that I used. You get the same little leaf that you just saw in the printed paper pad. You even get images like this, where it's white with the gold foil sunflower. So this is the same die, now in a smaller version, printed. I love it. You even get like a title. Look at that. So thankful for you. So this is really nice. And did Spellbinders stop there? No. Serenade of Autumn. This is a very comprehensive, I don't even know. It's almost like a huge kit, but not a kit. And because it's not a kit, you don't have to buy the whole thing. You just buy what you like. 2, 3 versions of whatever you want. If you want to get those paper pads, get a few of those, get a few of the vellum. You're done there. You want to get the dies. Dies are fabulous. You want to get the BetterPress. It's a big one. This is Serenade of Autumn butterflies. So super pretty. I used one of the butterflies. So it's on the bottom, like an acetate sticker, and then another piece of acetate on the top. So you can get your butterfly in flight like that. Even laying flat, it still has a pop to it. These are really nice. And I love this colorway because the other butterflies Spellbinders have, those are more spring butterflies. These cover more of the fall feel, different colorway. So I do like this option. Serenade of Autumn butterflies, and you get 7 butterflies. You also get chipboard stickers. Serenade of Autumn chipboard stickers. I did use some of it. So you get sentiments over here, images and sentiments. This is so pretty. I love the colorway. Yellow, gold, cream, light blue, deep teal, and then this brown, I don't know what that color is. Rust or something. Very fall. And you guys know I will detail and link everything below. Look at the paper pad with it. You see it? With the vellum. So pretty. It doesn't stop there. There's even gems for it. Serenade of Autumn gems. 72 pieces. Look at those gems with the gold flecks in it. You get peach, a watermelon color, mint, and teal. Very pretty. And not too dark for fall. So I like that it can also go into your summer crafting needs. This can even still work for spring, especially over here and here. So pretty. Still doesn't stop there. One last thing. There are 2 sets of embellishment packs that work with this collection. This is by Buttons Galore. I received spring butterflies. This one has those beautiful colors, as you can see. The yellow, the teal, the orange, iridescent clear. And then there's some butterflies in here, but they're iridescent. See the butterfly? The iridescent butterfly. There's that one, and then there's another one called Mirasol Sprinkles. I'll put both of these sets of sprinkle goodness confetti, okay? All right, now let's go into my examples. Wow, that was a lot of product, right? I hope I broke it down in a way that you guys could really see all the different aspects and goodness in this collection. First example, this uses 4 items from the collection and also 1 item from my collection. Look at those sunflowers. So here I used the sunflower alone. First time I used it, I used the whole entire thing. Second time I used it, I just went with this. You layer it up twice. Spellbinders Tuscan cardstock on the bottom. Spellbinders beeswax on the top. Did a little bit of ink blending. This is orange distress oxide, and then put that center. That's why you're seeing a gradient from here to there. It's just a little bit of ink in the center. Just the sunflower alone, 2 of them. With the leaves, the sentiment, Serenade sentiment, right here. I did happy. And as you can see, I turned it into a shaker. I used everlasting circles here to cut a window. And then I turned it into a shaker with these beautiful bits, the spring butterflies. I took out the butterflies though. And then in the back, I used a piece of this cardstock from the Autumn 6x6 printed pad. I'm telling you, I played. I really did. And here I used Gina K ink. This is that watercolor resist. You see how the leaves are coming here now? The same leaves are here. And I just die cut that center out. I did spruce, orange, and yellow. Just blended them around. From this, I worked in everything else. For my twigs, I came into my Build a Wreath die set. Because, yes, this is what makes her all year round for the wreath building. Instead of having just a standard circle that you would always see, now I'm covering that hard edge created by the die by using this. And this definitely works for your fall crafting, as you can see here. You could layer up as much as you want. I decided to only just put like 2 layers and left it alone. To fill in here, I use my little bits here. I will link a video for my collection so you can see it. That's a beautiful wreaths collection. I think it works very well with Serenade of Autumn. So that's card number 1. Finished off with some gold mixed gems. This is popped up off of that card base. This is a A2 card. So super cute. Look at the shaky shake. So I did make a shaker. Okay, crafters, here is card number 2, which was actually the first card I made for this entire collection. Here again, Sunflower Serenade dies. This is now completely ink blended. This is on white cardstock. This was starting on yellow. I think I like it better with the colored cardstock and then ink blending. So you choose your preference, but you see how it looks different? I think the yellow inks really don't saturate in the white cardstock. But if you love this version, go for it. And then there's a different shade of green. This is all Hammermill cardstock. Put the sentiment thankful. That's here from the Serenade Sentiments dies. Layered this up. In the background, glimmer monoline stars. I loved it so much that I took out a solid plate after glimmering it and did it this way, where I am glimmering on my negative film that I pulled off. So I have like examples of this. I have a video coming this week because I needed to stop. Sealed for Christmas collection. I could not stop creating cards with it. And I was like, okay, I need to stop because I need to film. This is the same problem that happened with this collection. Once you get this, you are so inspired. You just keep going. Like the Energizer Bunny. Same thing with Sealed for Christmas, okay? But this is a fantastic glimmer hot foil plate. This is an A2 size. For me to glimmer it and then turn around and have all those sheets left with the negative and then go this route. Because I don't normally love to do this type of glimmering with the leftover piece. You know I love this glimmer hot foil plate. This is fabulous. Glimmer monoline stars. So beautiful. Then I finished it off with some green gems. To create my frame, because I love a good frame, I just wanted to highlight and focus on my floral, then have the sentiment. I used Precision Layering Mini Slimline A and B. This one you get 12 dies. I'm not sure if this is part of the Scary Good sale because I don't remember seeing the mini slimline. However, and I've shown you guys this a million times, I'm showing you again. Precision Layering A2 A and B. This is on sale, half off. 5x7 Matting Basics A and B. This is another winner. 7 dies in each set, 16 dies with this one. This would be your winner if you make a lot of A2 cards, but I did use the slimline version for this one. 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 using that mini slimline set. The flower fully assembled, and this is coming down into here. I would say between 4.5 to 4 3/4 of an inch tall. The width, you're looking at 2 inches wide. It's pretty both ways. I'm loving it with the cardstock, but if I change my mind, I can always go back to this. I can even change the color too. Why not? Beautiful set. Up next, I'm keeping both of these together because they both feature the sunflower wax seal stamp and those wax seal standalone dies. The autumn sealed sprigs dies. When it says sealed, it's a wax seal die. Do you have to have the wax seal system for this? No. And this is a circular stamp. It is so gorgeous. I did gold wax seal beads and also driftwood wax seal beads. Wax seal beads are on sale. Just in case you didn't see the previous video, I have to tell you guys this. I can't help it. It's just there. My mind is like, tell them it's on sale. So I'm telling you, this is gold. This is driftwood. Old color, new color. All of these are on sale. I have them in my cart. I need to check out my cart before things sell out. And I had also done this version where I took copper and pearl white and made a wax seal. And because I did not glue it down and I didn't put it in my little container, my wax seal bead is somewhere in my craft room enjoying the splendors of the craft room on the floor. So I have no idea where it's at. But I did do this combination, which was very pretty, but I only needed 2 of them. For this one, I used the Decocolor Gold Metallic pen. She's just as pretty as is. Look at all that great detail. This is a fantastic wax seal stamp. Love this. If you do a lot of fall crafting or you're inviting over a whole host of people for Thanksgiving, you want to give them some thank you cards at the end of the evening. What a great way to make these cards and then use that wax seal. This gives the ooh la la to your cards. Seriously. It's so pretty. Just love it. Here now, you're looking at 2 different things. What we previously talked about. Printed cardstock with the vellum, with the gold. Look how that is working, right? Here it lines up perfectly. Here it doesn't. Would you notice? No. And then I just have, lightly here, double-sided tape. In here, I don't have a lot of double-sided tape because I didn't want it to show up too much. This is an A2 card. On the side, autumn sealed sprigs. I use some elements here. I use the whole thing here. So here, you see how that, I don't know what you call this. Is it like wheat? You see how it's 2 colors? This is brushed gold, the whole thing. And then up here, that's Spellbinders Tuscan. So you're looking at 2 different colors right there. And this piece just layers on top. This one coordinates with that. This one coordinates with this. This piece works with, you can do it either with the flower or with that little, I don't know what this is, but I so love it. It reminds me of like a little potpourri bead thing. Yeah, that. This set, so love. And then there's a flower. So you can choose to use a flower like I did here. This is a lot of ink blending on the color cardstock. This is on white, just to add depth. And then here I did like a different colorway. So I made this card first, and then I decided, okay, I played with the whole set. Now let me change it up. And then I pushed it all the way over to this side because I was so loving this little happy accident here with the vellum and the paper. So I wanted to see all of this and enjoy it. So I shoved everything over to the left. I will do that. I hate covering up a good background. This is a good background. With this one, because the embossing folder has that circle right here. You see the circle? But I put the arrangement there, so it pretty much is covering up the circle. Then I finished the whole thing off with some gold splatter. Had this made up and just splattered this. That's why you're not really seeing it over here. As a matter of fact, I think I did. Maybe I did put something here, because I see a little bit of it here, but not on the goodness. Here is the sentiment. I know it's so bad, but I know some of you are like me. Like, you're like, I don't want to mess with my backgrounds. That's just too pretty to cover up. Then I did thank you here from the Serenade sentiments. There is a lot of different golds going on here. Spellbinders brush gold, the vellum with the gold accent. This is a different gold from my stash. Gold wax seal bead, gold metallic pen, gold splatter, but I think it still works in some alternate universe. This is like 5 layers of different gold, but it's so working and I love it. Yes, love, 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 love. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So those are my 2 examples with the wax seal. So worth the wax seal. If you love wax seal, add that one. So we have the layered sunflower stencil. This one, I'll be very honest with you. It doesn't have, at least the registration mark did not line up for me. When I put in this little bit, I may have chosen the wrong color. It was so bright. It just really bugged me that these little lines. If I was to do this again, that's right here. I would take this out. That's just me. But you don't have to. But I thought it took away. So I had to then go back in and put these back on top because I blended in this order. Leaves first. Flower, flower. I think I did the center. Then I did these leaves. And so I went like this. And when I did this last part, it threw this whole image. I may have just chosen something too dark, but you see how I muted it down by going back on top of it with here. It's really pretty though. This is a A2 card. I did pop this base up off of this. This is Hammermill cardstock. I realized that Gina K Inks, she loves to work with Hammermill cardstock. Nice and smooth, not the ton of little dots, but look how pretty this is. Thankful for everything you do. This sentiment, this one, I mentioned it before last month. This sentiment at this size with that font is so perfect. Look at it here, glimmered. This is last month's Corner Sunflowers. This is a Kit Club item, and this is a 2-for-1 because you can use the BetterPress for this. This works independently. I love it right here. Everything else I put there did not give this look. As you can see, I glimmered it also in gold. But you see, maybe you like it like that, but it wasn't giving me the pop. It gave me the pop there. You can clearly see what that is. Black cardstock with opaque white hot foil roll. To finish the black, I just put a little black background. I love this sentiment because it has a coordinating die and it has a great sizing. So love. So I have an extra one here waiting for something else. Try the glimmer. This is roughly 4¼ inch tall, 3¾ of an inch wide. Just a clean card. I was so tempted to put the gems, but something said no gems, leave it as is. So this is a very clean card for me. So for the stencil, these little dots, if they are registration marks, I don't have a clue how to use them. It just wasn't lining up for me. It does produce a very pretty image. Look. Very close, huh? I know. I was using that as my reference. Okay, crafters, up next. This is the Sunflower Bouquet. A lot of splatter, I know. I had so much white space and then I just couldn't stop splattering. Black paint, gold, and a little bit of rose gold too. So I watercolored this with my Zig Clean Color Rebrush markers. The yellows worked fabulous. The greens were fabulous. My berries were great. Water was great. But this little part was giving me gray here and the centers of my florals. When the centers just weren't giving me the right color. If I went too brown, it would have just been a big brown patch. But then it was too light and it wasn't looking right. My fake it till you make it with watercolor. Stickles. I used Stickles Unicorn because this has flecks of yellow in it. And then in the dead center where it's really dark, I came in with glossy accents here in the really dark center. So this is a 5x7 card. I use the sentiment. Thanks so much. Both of this is porcelain cotton card. And I use the 5x7 cotton card panel. I did not go with the double weight for this. I probably should have, but I didn't. I don't know. I think I need like those Karen markers that Spellbinders carry. Those are watercolor markers. Those are more highly pigmented. I might get them because it was giving me a lot of problems. So what I did, I even came in here with a very fine brush and did rose gold little stripes in here because it just wasn't looking right. I loved my sunflower. This is a combination of like a light yellow, a darker yellow, or an orange, and just a touch of brown. This was great. This, nightmare. Still learning the watercolor. And I did appreciate how the bottle turned out. Then I finished the whole thing with some gold mixed gems, came in with some brown cardstock from my stash, created a frame. 5x7 matching basics, A and B. It needed a frame. It was just too much white space and I didn't want to cut it down too much. So that's when I came in with this just to finish it. I could have also layered it on top with this in the back, kind of like this style. But I like the frame because with this, if you give somebody something like this and this is popped up, they can cut this card and then put something here and hang it up. That's why I like about BetterPress too. Some of this is almost looking like art. It has a different look. That's a card. This can go more into something else than just being a card. When you take the time to really work on it, it then becomes something like, oh, well, maybe I'll hang it up. And then, giving them a little frame, you go over their house, they'll be like, oh, I still have your card up. Yeah. Isn't it funny? Crafters and non-crafters, when you give them something and they like it, you go to their house and they'll still point it out to you. Oh, over there in the corner. See, that thing that you made me, that card you made me, that scrapbook layout that you made me. This fabulous. Great to practice the watercoloring. I need to go back into it, but I think you'll see me with some Karen markers sooner than later, because the zig is great, but the range is where it's starting to irritate me. Let me come back into it. It doesn't have tons of range with yellow, too much brights, so you have to dull it back down with the browns. And then the orange, see how you're seeing peaks of it being too bright? That's where my thing was. I came in with brown and then it was looking not right, but the greens are fine, the blues are fine, the reds and the pinks are fine. It's just the yellow and the oranges are just like, but still loving the process. And that's probably why I splattered like crazy, because the card was just, I was like, I'm done with you. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but yes, it's true. 2 more cards and then we are done. This is play, almost like scrapbooking with the collage with the die cut pieces. I so love this. And I used actually the pattern paper in here is what led me to pull out my wreath die set. The base of this card started out with this sheet of pattern paper from the 6x6 paper pack. You see what's happening right there? It's a wreath with 2 sunflowers. And the way I cut it is actually this way. You see, down here is right there. And up here, I cut most of this off. Then when I looked at this, I thought, well, then why not really build a wreath on it? And so I came in with my build a wreath and garden wreath. So there's 2 versions in here. So in a previous video, I showed you that I had used brushed gold cardstock right here and made that leafy wreath twig. And I did that, and I did some other portions with this as well. So it's like combination of twig from Build a Wreath and the leaf from Garden Wreath. Does it work for fall? Yes. So the garden wreath doesn't always have to be, oh, it's only spring and birthdays. It can go into this. I've even seen examples of it working for like Christmas. So you can really stretch the garden wreath add-on with that one. And after I did the wreath base, gently going around this, I did not want the card to be a 6x6 card. I wanted the card to be an A2 card. So the base here, this is actually cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I cropped all of this out. And then I had to make a decision of how I wanted it laid out. That's why I used the upside down. Because see, little bird, I cut the bird. I know. Once I had that base down, came in with some cream cardstock for the card base, put this on the top, then put the wreath on it. Twig on the bottom, gold, leaves on the top, then twig again. So this is 3 layers of the wreath base. See how it's not looking too thick, but you see how you can really play with it? You can play with it single layer. I usually use double layer. And then I was like, you know what? Let me go with a triple layer. And even with the different orientation of the twigs, where the scrapbooking part comes in with the printed die cut pieces and the chipboard piece. Here is a chipboard piece with the bird and the leaves. The printed die cut pieces. And that's where I laid out this. To continue the shape, I tuck in these pieces, and I had this pumpkin. I took another single pumpkin and popped it on top of that. I was so tempted to put some gems in here, but I think it was going to be too much. I think this is fine. There is Grateful. Let me give you a measurement on Grateful, seeing that it's one of the larger dies in this set. 3 inches wide by 1 inch tall. Really pretty. Cream cardstock with brushed gold on the top. And I love the colors in here. And then after I had this down, I was like, well, then have the die cuts continue the shape. And that's what I was doing, tucking underneath this main die cut. This last card is my most clean, simple card, but I so love it. I was tempted to go more with it, but I thought, you know what? Leave it as is. Look at just the difference, even with printed die cuts, chipboard again, and the butterfly, completely different looks, right? This is a pattern paper, cut down. This is a little note card, 3.5 by 5 1/4. Why did I work that size? It was the print on the paper. I knew I wanted this, and I knew I wanted this. I didn't want the butterflies, but I still have that scrap. It's still a good piece, but I liked it just right here. And then when it was so tall, it didn't look right. So then I kept on coming down, and that's where I got the width of a slimline, but really the height of an A2 card almost. I used just this portion, and I think this is so cute. I did the die cut of Grateful, but I should have done chipboard, but I did the die cut. I did the chipboard here though. Then this is the die cut piece I showed you with the white cardstock with the gold foiling. There is a leaf. I took 2 pieces in. I have the sunflower. There is the one butterfly. Here, those are the gems. I did the mint. And look how pretty that is. I love this teal with the gray teal, still gold in here, and playing with the colors. So this is a very clean card for me, but I am loving this card. So if you like this style, you can definitely have a lot of fun in this collection as well. If you love this style, lots of fun. Loads to glimmer with this. Stenciling, vellum and layering, die cuts, more glimmer goodness. Die cut with a wreath. Alrighty, crafters, I have 8 cards here, and I could have made about 20. I just had to restrain because some of these come together super quick. Others take more time. This took the longest because of the painting, but everything else was just a really fun, organic experience exploring the wonders of Serenade of Autumn. Seriously, I was just like, oh, this one is fun. Oh my goodness, I just can keep on going. Really a beautiful color palette. Love these dies. Of course, wax seal. Yes, all the BetterPress. You're going to see those other two because you see that I pressed them out already. It's just to do it. Could this have been over here? Of course. Could this have been here? Most definitely. Here too. Here as well. Alrighty, crafters, everything will be detailed and linked below. Definitely check out all the fun color variations, perfect for fall. So this is another winner by Spellbinders. Alrighty, crafters, until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.